Hello again. This video is to show you how to do your TED Talk research page and how to format it, make it look like the rest. As you can see, I'm on my TED Talk research tab and it has another heading for me that I need to change to make it my own. So I'm going to call this one TED Talk research and save it. It's got that line that I want because it looks like all of my other pages so far. Progress and documentation, heading with a line, me and my goal, heading with a line. We're shooting for everything to be uniform. All right, I don't want this or any other images that you might have if you have a different template. Just delete anything that's already there. Unless you want to keep those spaces, you're welcome to keep the spaces. Just like with progress and documentation, we're going to go in, do heading, medium, and then we're going to name it month by month. We'll duplicate that by clicking this little duplicate button down here and go through and name all of the months. All right, that's got all of my months listed for the project. The next element that I'm going to add underneath August is the video element. So choose this one, and then once again, I'm going to duplicate and arrow down. Duplicate, arrow down. Duplicate, and arrow down. Again and again until I'm all the way to May, because each of your TED Talks you'll need to embed the YouTube video for it. And this gives me the video link for every month so that you have it ready to go and you don't have to build it each time and try and remember how to do it. I think it'll be a real time saver. One more. Okay, now I've got all of my spots to put the videos when it's time for that. Underneath that element, I'm going to add a text box where you can do your write-up for each month once you watch a TED Talk. So I'm going to do this one and then again duplicate and then press the down arrow twice this time so that it goes below the video box as well. So duplicate. And this time just the down arrow twice. Duplicate. Down arrow twice. Pretty simple. It'll make your life much easier, because then you can just fill in the blanks. And that's this page built. So you've got a place for each of them. To add your TED Talk, in class we watched this one or some other one. But this year it was this one. All I'm going to do is copy the URL at the top. Click here, and then it says insert link to video. I'm going to paste it there, and then that thumbnail shows up and it's got the video embedded, so I could watch it right from this website. I always align in the middle because I like the look of it, and then save that, and then underneath that is where I would do my write-up. So the requirements for the write-up are on your checklist that you got in class, or it's on Canvas. So down here it says that, let me make sure you're seeing this correctly. Okay, it says that you've got your TED Talk video embedded, and it reminds you of how to embed if you've forgotten. It does have to be a YouTube video. It can't be from the TED website. Almost every TED Talk I've seen, though, has also been available on YouTube. So you should be able to search it on there and then embed the YouTube video version of it. And then it asks you to do a reflection. So it's the do's and don'ts of TED Talks. Remember, we're watching these TED Talks not necessarily for the content, but for how to give a successful TED Talk. What's the speaker doing that is really good, that you like, that you would incorporate into your own TED Talk? You can talk about why you chose that TED Talk, what you learned, but we're focusing more on like the logistics. What props or visual aids did the speaker use? Did you like those visual aids? What information did they include or exclude from their talk? You guys will be required to have evidence, right? So does the TED Talk include evidence? Let's see, was the speaker successful in getting their point across? Explain why they were or were not. One way that you can make this look is, I'm just going to show you on my website that I've already created. We go to my TED Talk research. So on here, I really did do just a bulleted list of the things that the speaker does well and what they could improve. So I've got, a few things here, and then a short little write-up about what they did and answered a few of those other questions. So just a little write-up, a couple of sentences, and then a bulleted list of what they could improve. So you'll notice that my bulleted lists are side by side because I like the look of it. That's not what we have set up here. Right now, it would just be like this, does well. And then I would create that bulleted list, okay? And then could improve. With another bulleted list, okay? So this is gonna list them up and down like this. If you're fine with that, you like the look of it, then that's okay. You could come down here and then say, in this TED Talk, I learned, or I chose this because, right? So you could do it like this, and that's totally fine. That's what we have this built for. If you really liked the element that I showed you on my old one, I just did that with columns. So if you want the side by side, and then in here, I added a text box in each one. So if you prefer the side by side look, you can do that, and then I wonder what happens if we duplicate this. Oh, see, it doesn't quite do what I want to duplicate it, so it would be a little bit more time consuming to do it this way, but it looks really good in the end. So create something you can be proud of, whatever it is that you really want it to look like in the end. Either way is just fine. Okay, as long as you're putting the time into it, it's going to look good. And that's what you include for your TED Talk research, an embedded video, and then your write-up each month.